What's going on out there, soul mapping family? Thanks so much for tuning into your Astral Weather Report for August 19th, 2019. I'm Thomas, and the Astral Weather Report is where I synthesize aspects of astrology and the 64 hologenetic archetypes to give you a better idea of some of the energies that will be at play today, from the genetic all the way on up to the cosmic levels. Well, we've definitely felt a shift, starting yesterday in the afternoon when the moon came into Aries, starting to kick up a lot of energy and get us really inspired to take action. And we're really starting to feel this magic kick back up, especially as we come into Monday. The last couple days over the weekend have been a unique sort of pause and lull, working through interesting sort of psychic waters and collective consciousness, allowing for integration of these different energies. These beautiful oceanic waters have allowed us to really allow these energies to settle deeper within our body, so we can come into somewhat of a deeper understanding, or at least somewhat of a interesting nurturing when it comes to, there was so much energy over the past couple weeks kind of kicking up all of this stuff, and then we've needed this sort of break to allow the tide to sort of come in and really give us a better picture of how things are going to feel when we take action on these new directions. Now, starting into Sunday and now we're into Monday, we're definitely going to feel even a lot more of this fire. Mars is now definitely starting to make its way into Virgo, and it's on the 59, and it really wants to start to penetrate and get intimate with working out these pieces of puzzle, grounding something into the reality. But this is going to happen in a very sort of interesting, progressive manner, right? And I'm going to explain how this works. So, starting back a month or so ago, Mercury went retrograde, and it came back through all these parts in Leo, and it came back into Cancer, and now it's back into Leo, and it's come out of retrograde. But when that retrograde happened, all of these energies, like the Sun and Venus and Mars and like all these different forward moving energies, passed up Mercury. Mercury doesn't really like to be passed. It's the fastest energy in our solar system. It's the fastest god or fastest planet, and it's really trying to zip between the upper and lower realms and back and forth between all of the people and the other energies and the gods, and trying to send all the messages. And that's why it's related to our mind, and it got passed up by all this energy, and it doesn't like that. And now Mercury is still coming out of it came out of shadow recently, and now it's playing sort of catch up when it comes to really mentally understanding all of the doors that have been opening and all of the forward motion and energy. I think it's really going to take, into the next month or two even to really come to a firm mental understanding of how this is all going on. But it's coming piece by piece, and these energies will start to move forward bit by bit and get into Virgo, and will really feel more grounding piece by piece. Like internally, it will start to feel like certain energies are ready to move forward, and then these other things are starting to shed light and pave the way. And then, Mercury, Venus, and Mars are going to conjunct in Virgo, and this is going to really spark some deep levels of connection and intimacy, but also some conflict may come up. This may breed the need to be transparent and honest with a lot of different things when it comes to what it is that we're trying to ground and preserve into this reality. Now, today, the Sun and the Earth are onto the 29.3 and the 30.3. So this could bring up some interesting kind of like unexpected adventures and innovation when it comes to what it is that we might be willing to say yes to, what it is we might be willing to devote ourselves and give our energy to, and bringing up some interesting unexpected desires that we may have. But now the most interesting of all that we have is the moon that's making its way through Aries, because the moon is going to be coming into a trine with Jupiter. It's going to be in a weak fire trine. It's going to be squaring over to Saturn in the south node, and making a T-square actually with the north node and south node. So this could be an interesting, there's a lot coming in today to help us in terms of some new level of abundance and control that we have over our self-actualization, a lot giving us the ability to start new things and head in new directions when it comes to control over just tapping into that inner sort of king or queen. Recently, again, we can start to feel a lot of magic and sparks fly when it comes to having authority about where we live, where we have control over our territory, our abundance and different resources, things with that coming in. And really, coming to see the view when it comes to being bestowed with different levels of power when it comes to cosmic timing and this adventure that's going on. But we can feel like, there's a big choice that's really coming into play with this T-square of saying, it's like, are we gonna, if we're bestowed with a lot of authority and power and we really come into new levels of control when it comes to our creative projects and on these spiritual levels, it's like saying, what are we going to do with that power, right? This is kind of a choice that comes into play. Are we going to be going more this old direction of these structures and the control and the old ways that we've been moving out of greed and struggling to maybe for some purpose which really isn't on a higher level? But then we have the North Node really wanting us to go this new direction of a collective intelligence. And yeah, it's just like, can definitely really feel like this sort of space between two worlds, right? We have the beach and the land, which is more this Saturnian energy, and the ocean of the Cancer energy coming in. And really what it is about riding that tide right now, it's all about finding that balance, because the North and the South Node, although they point towards the northern direction, we're not going to be able to do that without incorporating these new interesting aspects of structure and incorporating those pieces of power and that drive to move forward, that purpose that we have to struggle for something much higher. And the moon moving through Aries is going to nurture and deliver us this new energy of authority and control that we can step into at this time. And finally, it will be trining over to Mercury as well to really deliver us a piece of the puzzle when it comes to how we can have an authority to revealing that mythological, that really high level, sort of almost archetypal life that we really want to have at this time, and really seeing how old pieces of the puzzle and these pieces of our past are really going to come into play with creating that new story. So hope this has been helpful for you. As always, tap into your innermost authority, see if it feels right for you, and thanks for tuning in to the Astral Weather Report.